February 19th, 2020. This is periodically I have to report to our board on what it is that I'm doing. So I had written it down this time, and so it's included here. Board review, CEO, main accomplishments 2019. Virtual reality to replace big cats in zoos. As far back as 2012, when virtual reality, VR video, came to my attention, I saw this as the future for ending big cats in captivity. It was my vision that as this technology evolved, it would allow creating an experience that was so much more vivid, entertaining, and educational than gawking at a live big cat at a zoo that it would make live big cats at zoos obsolete. We are trying to lead that transition. I have devoted significant amounts of my time to keeping us at the forefront of this as the equipment and software have dropped in price and increased in power and user-friendliness. As one anecdotal example of our growing skills, I took a booth at the recent Tampa Synapse Technology Conference. Repeatedly, attendees who viewed our material in the headsets said it was the best thing at the entire conference. Even some people who held themselves out as VR professionals asked how we were doing what we are doing. Below are activities related to implementing this vision that either began this past year or showed continued progress this past year. We created the world's first AR zoo at Citrus Park Mall in March of 2019 and opened the second location in Plantation in August. Hired a 3D modeling expert to build our first CGI, that's computer-generated image, tiger in January of 2019. The tiger is interactive in a head-mounted display where you are in the forest with the cat and can move all around her. We submitted it to the Oculus Store for free, but this dev was unable to bring it down in quality enough, so I'm hiring someone else to scale it down and resubmit it. Continued with the daily broadcast for Alexa devices about the news at the sanctuary. This requires creating a video for our website and then offloading the audio for Alexa on a daily basis. Educated myself in many aspects of 3D, 360 production, 3D animation, so that I can hire experts with some expectation of what is involved. Organized and trained staff to produce over 100 3D and 360 videos, and created a separate channel for them so that when a viewer is in a headset, they can subscribe just to content that is made for immersive viewing. Began tabling with the dozen Oculus Go headsets at the sanctuary before tours, at events, and educated our own staff and volunteers in the use of immersive video as a way to engage our visitors and donors. Working with educators in VR, and joined the VR-AR Association in order to offer our content for free to stimulate demand for virtual cats over real cats for field trips, educational purposes, and entertainment. Sent Lauren with 20 VR cameras to the Small Cat Conference in Sri Lanka, where she trained researchers and field workers doing small cat projects in the wild on using the cameras in hopes of getting content that is actually from the wild. Improved operational processes. Created dozens of training videos for our own processes at the sanctuary after evaluating what each staff member does. This helps when there is staff turnover and provides a resource to those who may do some parts of their jobs infrequently enough to need a refresher course. Drove forced adoption of Asana and Workplace to improve accountability and connectivity. Negotiated an amicable resignation of one staff member and reassigned tasks in a way that is expected to be more effective and give control of intern and volunteer acquisition to the individuals whose job stress and satisfaction is affected by how effective we are at accomplishing that acquisition. Enhanced social media reach. Hired local directive to help us speed up our website, address SEO, and future-proof us by streamlining the site's dependency on plugins that can break as tech advances. Began using TikTok and Snapchat more, as that's where everyone under 40 just went. Broadened public awareness of cub petting issues. Spent an enormous amount of time with reporters, journalists, and documentarians to ensure the Murder for Hire story gets to the important issues around cub handling and the extinction of big cats as a result. Working with our pro bono agency, PPK, developed a digital cub petting awareness campaign that is far exceeding the usual metrics for such campaigns. Federal bill. The bill is farther along this session than any prior session. In the House, it has 226 co-sponsors, a majority, and importantly, has passed out of committee. In the Senate, we have struggled unsuccessfully for years to get any Republican co-sponsors, and now have 3. Financial results. Despite our 6-figure investment in the digital cupcutting campaign, increased investment in conservation projects in the wild, and continued legal expenses, we had the largest financial bottom line in our history. 17 years ago, we set the goal of fully funding the pension liability. We have achieved that, and that was to make sure that our cats would be taken care of through the rest of their lives. We achieved that goal. We are in a position now where if there was no revenue, we could meet our commitment to care for the current cats to the end of their lives by funding their care from these reserves. I pointed out to Howie that I can't take credit for PPK, the federal bill, or the financial results, but he said, as CEO, it should be part of my report. Because Howie should be the one taking credit for those things. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.